Coming up on District Wire News, the fight over same-sex marriage in Washington is getting worse. Churches now say they won't hold same-sex marriage ceremonies without a fight.
And the plastic bag tax. New numbers show it's working and the district is decreasing its use of bags dramatically. District Wire News starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm John Humanick.
And I'm Claire Scattergood. D.C. joins 5 other states this week when it legalizes same-sex marriage. The new law will take effect on the 3rd, but religious organizations remain the right to say yes or no to performing ceremonies. Lauren Bernhardt has the story.
People around the world have been getting married for hundreds of years. But for much of that time, these ceremonies were only between a man and a woman. That practice is changing in Washington, D.C. Same-sex couples can receive marriage license starting March 3rd and can have wedding ceremonies starting March 9th. Not all area churches, though, are open to holding these ceremonies, and not all D.C. residents are too happy about it.
Not really. I mean, I understand that churches are like private organizations, so I understand why they would go ahead and do something like that, but I don't really think it's fair.
Mayor Adrian Fenty signed the bill legalizing same-sex marriage back in December. Same-sex marriages are already legal in Connecticut, Iowa, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Vermont, as well as in a variety of countries around the world. While same-sex marriages may be legal starting Wednesday, March 3rd in the district, churches don't necessarily have to perform the ceremonies. For District Wire News, I'm Lauren Bernhardt.
President Obama will release a revised version of the healthcare legislation this week. Officials say he has taken into account many of the issues brought up at last week's bipartisan healthcare summit. Democrats in the Senate may try to push the bill through without the support of Republicans using a tactic called reconciliation. If reconciliation is used, the Senate will only need a simple majority of 51 votes to pass the bill rather than 60.
Senate Democrats have found a way to block the passing of several bills that would loosen Virginia's gun laws. The Senate Courts of Justice Committee Chairman Henry Marsh announced the creation of a subcommittee. The subcommittee will handle bills concerning guns and other issues. Democrats hold a majority in the committee, but at least 3 members regularly vote with Republicans on gun legislation. Some of the bills up for debate concern carrying guns in restaurants that serve alcohol.
Disaster in Chile. An overnight catastrophe struck the South American coastline country hard and left hundreds buried beneath the rubble. Reporter Don Michael Mendoza tells us just how the aid community was affected by this calamity and how students who have direct connections to Chile are reacting.
On Friday, an 8.8 magnitude earthquake rocked the country of Chile and took major cities such as Concepcion and Santiago by surprise. Footage from street cameras shows exactly how fast conditions changed from calm to catastrophic within seconds. The Chilean government says that at least 708 people have been found in the rubble, but many more are still missing. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away at American University, students who are directly affected by this disaster are expressing their concerns. Undergraduate student Juan Dubois talks about his family.
My family said that the biggest thing was that there was no communication, there were no telephone, no internet. So when I found out about it, I had no idea who was all right or what the extent of the damage was. I remember hearing that there were like 150 casualties, and it went up to 300, and now it's up to like over 700. So it was really scary at first, and after talking to them, they said they were fine. They just had to reorganize and like figure out what parts of Santiago were accessible.
The country exists on top of a fault line and is prepared for such emergencies. And although the quake in Chile was much stronger than the one in Haiti, Juan says he is confident there will be an efficient recovery. Reporting for District Wire News, I'm Don Michael Mendoza.
President Obama's infamous visits to D.C.'s top burger joints may come to an end. The president had his first medical checkup on Sunday. Although he was said to be in excellent health, the doctor said he needs to watch his diet and work to lower his high cholesterol. President Obama is also using nicotine replacement therapy to stop smoking. The president had his checkup at the National Naval Medical Center in Bethesda.
Metro riders will soon need some extra change with them for the next couple of months. Metro has increased fares by 10 cents for every trip. The increase applies to both trains and buses. Fares for senior citizens and disabled customers increased by 5 cents. Although the increase is only in effect until June 27th, Metro riders should keep collecting their change. Officials say fares could increase again in July.
American University students who want to be considered for federal aid need to submit their FAFSA today. The application is available online. Students who fill out a FAFSA will be considered for Pell Grants, work study, and general loans. The website recommends students complete their tax return before they fill out their FAFSA.
The admissions department at George Washington University accidentally sent out acceptance letters via email to about 200 applicants who were told hours later they were actually rejected. The executive dean of admissions sent a second email to the rejected students to clear up the confusion.
The Washington, D.C. plastic bag tax seems to be working. New numbers show the number of bags being used in the district is down. Lucy Strange reports.
D.C. is getting some green, be it for the environment or cold hard cash. Since January 1st, district retailers selling any form of food must charge 5 cents per plastic bag. Many D.C. residents knew the tax was coming, but out-of-towners were caught unaware.
So being an out-of-towner and making a purchase, I was a little surprised that I had to pay the extra 5 cents. I understand ecology, and that's great, and I do think people should bring their own bags, but you know, in certain circumstances, you can't always be doing that.
Shoppers have taken to carrying around reusable grocery bags, backpacks, and boat bags instead of paying for plastic.
The reusable bags help save the environment and also help save me a little bit of money.
A study by D.C.'s Department of the Environment says plastic bags account for 21% of trash choking the Anacostia River. The expected $3.5 million generated from the tax is being used to clean up the river. Residents say some retailers are catching on to the new tax idea, even if they don't sell food.
I paid 5 cents for the bag, and that's because I didn't know that there was a bag tax on clothes as well. If I did know that, I probably would have brought one of my cloth bags that I would take to Whole Foods. And in fact, I did bring one to go grocery shopping later. But
the D.C. Council unanimously passed the bill sponsored by Councilmember Tom Wells of Ward 6. Far from unique, the bill is among 20 other bag tax bills passed across the country last year. For District Wire News, I'm Lucy Strange.
Coming up after the break on District Wire News, Washington is going green. New solar parking meters are being tested out right now.
And Maryland kids are improving their reading and hand-eye coordination in a new way.